Welcome back, Kevin's Mobile Repair. 2014 Hyundai Sonata. We're doing some CV axles. We're already done the driver's side, we're doing the passenger side, but both of them are pretty much all the same. Per service manual, they want you to take off the tie rod end and remove the lower ball joint in order to be able to swing the knuckle out of the way. I find it much more simpler and less problematic. You just take off the two bolts for the shock tower, and then that way you can swing it out of the way. You don't have to worry about damaging the boots, damaging anything as far as the tie rod end or the lower control arm. Do disconnect your ABS sensor, take off your brake caliper bracket, 2/17 on the back, 10mm for the sensor, and then there is a bracket for the brake line right here, a 13mm nut. Take it off, and that way that'll swing up out of the way and you can put that on the ground and all that. I will recommend jacking up both sides, because this sway bar link here will want to twist it in an opposite direction of where you're wanting it to go, so it'll make it difficult. But if you have both ends up, there's no tension on the sway bar link, and then this strut tower itself won't twist. But two bolts here, we got 219s and what size are they? 24 nuts, and then big long bolts and stuff like that will come out of play like yay, and tap them out, and then you'll be able to pull this forward. The big nut here on the end is going to be a 32, and it's a castle nut, so it's going to have a what do you call it, cotter pin in the middle of it. So just take the cotter pin out, take it off. There's a washer back behind it as well. Make sure the washer goes back on, so on and so forth. The passenger side is a little bit easier to get to, as far as putting a pry bar back in the back in order to pop it out. You can take off the lower valence, which is what I had to do in order to get enough clearance back there. Driver's side, not so much. The mounting and stuff is in the way, but I was able to go through the back end with a pry bar, smack it a few times, and then it was able to come loose enough where you can pull it out. Just make sure that the CV axle is in all the way when you reinstall it, so that way there is no opportunity to strip in that gear or anything of that nature. So we are going to go put all this back together, but this is just my pro tip. Make it a little bit simpler. Take off the two bolts for the strut tower, and you can just swing the whole knuckle assembly out of the way, make it easier, instead of having to do the two bottom items and possibly mess them up and possibly have to replace those. Any questions, comments, please feel free to let me know.